If you're having paranormal issues, contact us at mwghosthunters.com. From the files of the Midwest Ghost Hunters.
All right, Midwest Ghost Hunters site investigation, recorder 1.
Oh, Dustin, right there. Something just moved behind you.
Yes, it did.
What the was that?
What happened?
Something touched my ear, man.
What's that?
This is Dark Matter with Midwest Ghost Hunters.
We're back in Pythian Castle for another round of the podcast today. We don't really have a big plan for today. We talked last time we were here about going to the cemetery, and then it rained and the cemetery was muddy. We didn't get a chance to go out there yet, so now we're having to plan around some other things. But that's going to happen here in a couple of weeks, and we have got several people who have emailed us for home investigations too. One of them was right across the street from the castle here, somewhere around here. They said that I'm right down the road from the castle. And that one I'm teetering on, because the more messages I get from that person, the more it seems like people, that you've talked to. Right. Where they're sending things, I see nothing.
Questionable things.
They're sending things and there's like, there's things going on here none of you guys have ever experienced before. But I'm getting pictures of just like a room. And not seeing really anything in it.
Maybe, possibly a shadow. But the problem is, unless we're there filming, I can't eliminate the fact that was a person.
Or like a person who lives there.
Yeah, not that they're trying to stage the video, but if I can't say, hey, where's the lighting going to fall? I mean, I can't say that's a shadow figure at all.
And that's kind of what I'm getting from this other place, is pictures of things I can't see anything at all in them. And some of the claims sound, I don't know.
Just because you live by the castle doesn't mean your house is haunted.
No.
I mean, I hate to say that.
No.
But...
Right. I mean, they're kind of all here. This is kind of the haunted hotel.
There's another house that does sound legit in Republic, Missouri. This message we got was actually from the lady who lives in the house, her coworker, who says, I have a coworker whose house has spirits in it, and she is afraid to be at home. She's looking for help. And then we went on a little bit about some of the things that she's experiencing, full body blacked out shadows, and just the typical, no, I shouldn't say typical, just some of the things that we've heard, people claim in houses with paranormal activity before. This one seems like something, that we're definitely going to look into, because they seem more along the lines of the kind of claims that we've dealt with before, and nothing, I shouldn't say this, but if the claim is too outlandish, and if from that point forward they get more and more outlandish, it's kind of a red flag.
Yeah, you got to kind of be careful though, because remember the haunted trailer.
Well,
I mean, some of those claims got out there too,
and I'm not saying we won't investigate. It's just we have to look into those a little bit deeper before we go, do a full investigation. Well, the one in Republic looks like something that we're probably going to do pretty soon. So that one is going to be coming down the line, along with we shouldn't even talk about the cemetery anymore, because we keep saying we're going to do it, and then it keeps raining.
Yeah, that's going to be my recommendation, is don't even bring it up. Because every time you bring it up, something bad happens. It's a disaster.
I think we'll make it down there though, pretty soon. So yesterday, or was that yesterday? Yeah, that was yesterday that Melissa went to the metaphysical, what was that called? Fair? And that was in Republic, wasn't it? So how was that? I know a couple of weeks ago we talked about paranormal fairs for probably longer than we should have, considering none of us know a damn thing about them.
I was going to say, I didn't get some of the responses I thought I was going to get when I messaged you guys and told you.
Well, I think I was going to say.
Were y'all just on your best behavior, not trying to upset me?
No, it was just the ones who would have responded more colorful didn't respond.
Yeah.
And I think we covered, a lot of those responses on the podcast that time. Yeah. Were there Bigfoot stuff there? What? I don't know what metaphysical means.
There was a UFO booth talking about UFOs. It's a lot of tarot card readers and Reiki healers and crystals and stuff like that.
And you didn't run into either of these guys?
No.
I nor Dustin were there.
Shocked. So was there a Bigfoot booth?
There was a UFO booth.
But no Bigfoot.
No Bigfoot.
That's bullshit.
That's a shame.
I don't know what metaphysical means by definition.
It's when you start talking about things like the dowsing rods and pendulums and things like that.
Demon bells. Demon bells,
yeah.
Remember we were going to have a tie your own demon bells booth?
There were no demon bells there.
I still don't know what demon bells are. I thought demon bells. I thought you hung demon bells, and when one's coming, they ring.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure
No.
there were probably booths. Was there just like paranormal ghost booths?
No, surprisingly not.
Really?
The only paranormal thing that was there was Dark Ozarks.
Dark, yeah, they're pretty much a collection of articles. Best I know, Dark Ozarks. I've looked through their stuff. They cover stuff. It's like it's a collection of articles and books, right?
Yeah, I think they wrote like Haunted Joplin, or
Yeah.
they have
Yeah,
a couple
a lot
books
of
out
theirs
there.
is the urban legends of the Ozarks,
Yeah.
too, with it. And I
Yeah,
actually thought some of their stuff was pretty good.
Because the podcast we did about cryptids one time, I used their website, to look up the Ozark Howler.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I would have a blast walking around that place. I like cryptid stuff. I don't believe
do
in any
too.
of it.
I
I don't
do
think
too,
any of
yeah.
it's real, but it's fun to read.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't like that kind of stuff, but I don't know that it would be a bad idea to have a booth.
Yeah. And I think Ty and Dustin should run it.
You could have T-shirts to sell.
True.
I'll
we
set
could
out.
talk about.
I don't know. I think it'd be kind of interesting.
I mean,
Before you make too much fun of that, keep in mind
I
that
was gonna say, who are we?
we would be lobbed in the middle of that group here. So let's not completely throw all of those people out.
I did see a truck the other day, a big 4-wheel, big Ford truck jacked up with a lift kit and the big
I tell
tire.
you what.
But it was Bigfoot on the tailgate of the truck. They had the tailgate wrapped, just the tailgate part with the Bigfoot hunter. Didn't you send me something about Bigfoot? Oh, that was a stand-up.
Yeah.
You had found okay.
Yeah, no, I was Christmas shopping for Ty.
You found it. Yeah.
And I find all this Bigfoot stuff and everything. And
But anyway, is that going on today too? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not like we could push people there.
it's
anyway.
like every 6 months they'll have it again in like October or November. They'll do it again. It's just fun to walk around and look at stuff.
Might have to check it out. Okay, so last time that we were here at Pythian Castle and did our podcast, we did catch a few things. I know we've kind of got out because, we catch a lot of things when we're here. And if we just spend all our time playing back what we caught last week, that's really all we'd ever get done. So now we still will do that if we get something, really, really outstanding or that kind of refers to something we've talked about before. And I know, because I'm the one who reads all the emails, people like the old man.
he made a reappearance last week.
People like the old man EVPs. They find it interesting when he pops up. So I kind of figured we might play a couple of these because the old man is on one of them.
It's just tragic, to have to live, forever after you die as a 90-year-old.
Getting out of a lazy boy.
Yeah, he doesn't get to go back to be the 19-year-old young guy. He's the old man forever.
This is bullshit. That first sound Tyler made is pretty much exactly what we have here.
Yeah.
There's a guy.
Good at it.
He sounds like kind of like. Sometimes you can hear Herbert the pervert.
There's a
Family
guy
Guy.
that his
happened?
anniversary of his death.
I didn't hear it.
Did you hear that?
What was it?
Whispering.
It was a.
Yeah, it's whispering.
I didn't hear it.
The old man's getting mad. There is a guy.
Are we here alone, by the way?
Yeah, she's not here.
I make an old man mad at least 50 times a week.
Well,
So you and me both.
no, the gentleman that his anniversary of his death is tomorrow died from an intestine obstruction.
That's not a fun death.
No, but how would
it's
you
not.
like to live eternity with?
What year was?
that?
Oh God, what year was that?
I don't know. I'd have to go grab the book and look.
Because it wasn't very long ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at the intestine obstruction. That's not funny.
Colonic obstruction.
I'm laughing at what she said. Like, you'd have to live the rest of,
I'm gonna go grab the book and look.
with whatever ailment you've had.
Did they not have Taco Bell then?
A full colon cleanse.
He needs to go to the ghost doctor and
would
get
say,
a,
I
get a
prescribe 3
prescription.
beef burritos.
You need 13 burritos.
And the reason I asked what year it was because it's not been very long that they've been able to actually even treat that by doing the resections that they do.
Really?
Yeah. If this guy died in 1920 something, he just lived with it, and that is pretty terrible.
Goodness.
But Melissa has the book. She can look
they
that up.
really couldn't
this is
do
just-
anything about that?
No, they hadn't mastered the intestinal resectioning to the point where you would live through it.
Wow.
Like
so
they do that
you
now.
just suffer through it until
Yeah, they
you
do
die.
that now all over. I mean, they'll give the same person 3 or 4 different resections. She's going to look it up and see what. And when did he die? A year? Not a year. Is tomorrow the anniversary?
Tomorrow's the anniversary. He died in 1951.
1950.
Died in 1951.
1951. Boy, that's right on the border. I don't know, but either way, it's terrible.
He was born in 1868.
When would they have had the technology
I don't
to deal
know.
with that?
I can't. I mean, if she'd have said 1920 something, I know they didn't then. But 1951's on the border there. I'm not sure. Who was that?
Oh, William Anderson.
We'll see if we can get Bill to chime in here today.
William Anderson. He was a sales clerk. He was 83.
Was this like a hotel or something at that time, or?
No.
That's what I'm wondering. Why was he here?
He might have stayed with the military.
I'm still, even though we've
I
been
gotta
coming
find
here
him.
for 2 years, I'm still a little shady on exactly who lived here.
You're right.
And why.
It was built as a rest home for the Knights of Pythias.
Yeah,
So
so
all
it's-
their members, this was basically built as their retirement home.
Okay.
And then later, the military, right?
Yeah.
So the military kicked all the people out of the rest home?
Yes. In 1942, I believe, they came in and told them, we're going to give you 50 cents on the dollar for what everything is worth, and you have 30 days to leave.
That's the other thing that a lot of people email about finding interesting is the fact that the military's camped out right next door. But were they there first? I mean, this was a military. This was part of it, right?
Yeah, in the 40s, whenever they made the Pythians leave.
I think a lot of
then
people are
that's
looking
when
for some kind of conspiracy thing to grasp a hold
Yeah,
of.
they're looking for a Stranger Things type thing.
They wanted.
Oh, yeah,
they
that
just
makes more
wanted it
sense.
for the war effort.
Yeah.
Because everything around the castle was farmland back then, and that's why they built the hospital where Evangel University sits. It was a burn hospital.
I mean, I know there are Russians below the battlefield mall.
A couple miles down.
What are you talking about?
What? That's where they set up their 5G Bill Gates COVID towers.
Yes.
Oh, the underground COVID towers, yes. I'm aware of those.
Got it. The Russian COVID tower network.
Anyway, that was a.
It's easy to think of conspiracies when you don't know how anything works.
That's true. That is actually true. Okay, so getting back on track here. We were going to play a couple of the EVPs that we caught last time that we were here. Let's start with this one. This is not the old man. This is one of the others that I played here before we started. But let's go ahead and play this one first, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Was there a snap? Who snapped?
One more time.
Was there a snap? Who snapped?
And this is my least favorite kind of EVP.
I don't understand. We're not going to go back down this rabbit hole. But you hear something that we didn't hear at the time, something unknown.
Right.
And then you're just like,
There is the possibility it could be a snap, and you just kind of move.
That's a snap right there for sure. But here's what I don't like about it. We've done this a long time, and we have never heard snaps until we did at a totally different place.
Yeah, and it's kind of
And now we
reappeared.
can't get rid of them, and that doesn't make sense to me.
But I had guests on the tour last night that heard snaps as they were leaving.
Did you hear snaps
Did you
before we
chuckle? Did you
started
laugh?
coming?
I did laugh. I was grinning from ear to ear. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to tell my guys about the snaps.
See, I think that they listened to the podcast and they were wanting to suck up to you.
Nope, but that is a good
Look,
way,
if
listeners.
we've got something following us, I'd rather it just be something that's just like snapping. That's all. That's all it does.
Dustin likes the snaps too.
So what I did here is I put into
The snap database.
into the snap log. I did a search for EVP of snapping, and it pulls up nothing.
I did this yesterday when you were messaging the group thread. I Googled.
And that's
I was like
why I don't-
paranormal snapping, unknown snapping.
I don't like us having a signature EVP because that makes me think it's something else.
Yeah. I think this is something we haven't been able to. Ty, jump in here because there has to be something else that this is.
He doesn't hear half of them. He can't jump in with
Well,
it.
he's got to be able to explain that. There's something else. Maybe it's a creaking of chairs.
No.
Maybe it's a
Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Here we go.
Was there a snap? Who snapped?
See, that is snaps. I'm not
Oh, no, it's
denying the
snapping.
snaps are there. I'm not denying that they're there, but that they're there pisses me off
You just need to accept the snaps in
because
your life.
it doesn't make nobody else is catching snapping EVPs.
You don't know that?
Yes, I do. I
you
just
don't.
Googled it. There's not one. You can go to YouTube and type the word EVP and anything.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe I'm sure there. Some just have probably tagged it as unknown noise, or like it's lost in the.
I'm very happy with the snaps.
I mean, I'm not denying the snaps are there. If we'd caught snaps all along and we didn't know that was anything any
The
different.
really kind of tragic thing about it is we've caught EVPs of things whispering us to burn in hell. We've caught EVPs of things telling us to leave. We've caught EVPs of like small, a lot of good EVPs, right? And the thing that I'm most focused on and concerned with is just a snap.
the finger,
Yeah, that's why I don't
finger
like them.
guns.
I don't like them a whole
But
lot
it's just
anymore.
because it's so strange. Like, it's so weird.
Now, when we caught them at Ashley's house, they were like rapid fire.
Yeah, and they were
machine
echoing.
gun snappy. They were echoing in the room. And we thought, man, that's a once-in-a-lifetime grab. Little do we know, it's not a once-in-a-lifetime grab at all. It happens all the fucking time, apparently.
It almost feels like a running gag now.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Can you imagine the size of the fingers needed to produce snaps that loud?
The ones we caught at her house? They were very loud, and they echoed in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Is it possible that the snaps we're hearing is the old man's bones?
Maybe.
That's crap,
Hey, speaking of the old man, we do have an old man EVP here that I did want to play. Since people, I say people, it's a few people have emailed,
we actually have had comments on the podcast platforms, people saying they like the old man.
Yeah, when they email me, I always tell them to go there and say it. So, people are talking about the old man. So here, let's go ahead and play it. It may take a couple of rounds, but you'll hear it. Let's play it here. Here we go. John pointed out, it's going to be tougher investigating a sports bar than it is a bridal store, because a bridal store is closed, at 7 o'clock at night, whereas a sports bar isn't going to be closed. So,
he was there saying, "Hey, Chris, I'm here."
Chimes in, you can hear him.
So, if you were just to hear, if everybody could see where we're sitting here, we're sitting at a table, and you can see literally we're feet apart. So, you first hear that, you think, oh, someone just
That's
yawned.
That's not one of us.
No. But I'm just saying, if you didn't know where we were, maybe if we were at a long table where you couldn't see each other, but we're looking right at each other.
One of Putin's tables that's like 5 miles long,
and it sounds like someone just yawned.
I could kind of see that.
Don't you do it. Don't do it.
Don't do what?
We've gone weeks without the hotkeys. Dang it.
I do like the hotkeys. I'll admit that. I am in Camp Hotkey. I'm just not in Team Snap. I'm on Camp Hotkey, not Team Snap.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here we go.
We're across the river. We're across the Camp Lake.
Okay, let's play it one more time. Here we go. John pointed out, it's going to be tougher investigating a sports bar than it is a bridal store, because a bridal store is closed, at 7 o'clock. That sounds like
It sounds kind of like it, but we didn't use it.
It sounds like it. Listen. Play it on your hotkey. No, not that one.
But you didn't play it.
We didn't use it.
It does kind of sound like
it. Sounds like
it would be that loud if you had played it. But here, listen to this now.
Than it is a bridal store, because a bridal store is closed, at
See?
It is.
It almost sounds like he starts it, doesn't finish it.
Right, but we never have. Melissa had pointed out, unfortunately, that we'd been missing the hotkeys, so we didn't use it.
I think he just really missed them.
Maybe he was trying to trigger one.
Like mimicking it.
I'm going to have a discussion with the old man before we all come back.
I don't know. That's what I hear. Look, I'm not saying that's what it is, but that does sound like that. Listen one more time.
bridal store is closed,
See, that's how you would explain that sound to somebody.
Those two are pitch perfect. It's awesome.
The pitch is right on. So anyway, we call that particular voice whenever we get it the old man. We don't know what or who it may be, but we've heard it many.
Now, has the old man been caught at multiple places too, or has it just been here?
No, he was also at Ashley's house.
Well, there was a similar voice we caught at Ashley's house. Now, if we start going too far down this road, people are going to think something's following us around, which is absolutely not happening.
But is it the same old man ghost?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you think so? That would
I
imply,
don't know.
That would imply something's following one of us around, and that's not happening.
I don't know that you can just tell them, no, you can't do that.
Well,
I never hear the old man or random snaps when I'm at home.
No, ever.
I don't either.
Nothing paranormal. Actually, we got an email the other day from a girl who is a fairly new investigator on a team. She's pregnant, and she was asking if it would be, I could look up the exact email. She was asking if it would be safe for her to go investigating while she's pregnant.
I probably wouldn't recommend doing that, but not because of anything paranormal, just because,
Yeah, here we go. She says, I have a strange question. I've been into the spirit world and investigations for a while. I was wondering, with you guys' opinion, if I should stay away from paranormal investigations with friends while I'm pregnant. And now what you're saying is you should probably say, I didn't go that. I said, I think you'll be perfectly fine.
Just don't fall.
Yeah, that's going to be your hazard.
That would be my only concern is if you're going out, say, outside or in an old building, there's trip hazards. You could fall.
Yeah.
You could cut yourself on something.
But she was talking, when she said safe, she was talking about, will her baby be safe from...
I think it was at the...
Demons like the blood of virgins, right?
Do they?
Well, then she'd be good.
I think
Well, she would, but
The baby.
Oh,
The baby.
okay. All right. I was
Wow.
just throwing that in there.
she'd probably be fine.
But a lot of that comes down on personal beliefs. Though.
Right.
Like if she
Yeah.
believes
Well, and
that
that's kinda
something
what I said,
can't
too.
follow
Yeah.
her, then maybe
I
don't
said
go.
my response was it depends on who you are. If you're one of those who feel vulnerable to that kind of thing, you might set it out. We don't feel vulnerable to that kind of thing.
Have we
Did you
ever
hear
just
that?
hear that?
That was like right between
Yes,
you and I.
yes, it was a.
Yeah.
It was. It was
right here.
right between Chris and I.
That's why I looked at you real quick to see if
Yes, it was a.
see if John started his daily chant.
Yeah, you know how John does that.
Yeah.
No, it was right over
just-
here.
I mean, it's
because
right
I
here.
had that same feeling like I was going to get touched, like I did that one time.
I really
Please,
wanted.
somebody do that again. Please touch Christopher because that was
I
fantastic.
really wanted.
That was so close.
I wanted one of our friends to. Happy birthday, John.
Here,
Is there somebody out there?
There's somebody out there.
Is Tamara here? I wonder if she's here. I'm going to go look. Hold on.
you want someone to wish John happy birthday?
Yeah.
It sounded like someone just knocked on that door.
Someone better be out there.
Oh shit.
Maybe it was just the settling. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard that, but this was no question.
There was no settling there.
This was no question. Something made a sound.
What I was saying was, I think it was at our old podcast at the station when we talked about our personal beliefs and all that.
She is not back.
Something bumped into or knocked something out there.
Yeah, I felt the vibration on the floor.
Yeah, she's not back.
We're all sitting down, so.
And a fun thing last night before the tour started.
You're pulling a Bobby.
Sorry.
Okay.
I was walking and talking. I was
Okay,
busy.
all right.
Anyway, last night before the tour, I was turning on some lights, and that staircase in the back that goes up to the green rooms,
Did you hear that? Okay, go ahead.
it sounded like someone was running up the steps to the very top where the green rooms are. Of course, nobody was back there. Did it happen again?
I heard the old man.
Did you hear that voice just now?
Yeah,
Should we just take a second?
we can. That never works, but sure. Is anybody in there?
Sorry, who was talking? You were saying something.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, it sounded like something ran up the back steps.
Well, Tyler heard.
to the green rooms. This is last night.
Yeah, and Tyler's heard that before. Or I think you both. I think you heard. Someone heard. Oh no, it was you that heard right when we were all in the basement that time.
Oh yeah,
one
no,
of you guys.
I did. Like everybody was down there. I don't know why I was not,
Well, because it was.
but
She had opened up a new room downstairs.
We were
and I was
going down to
showing
check
those
out the
guys.
new room while we waited for everybody to show
everybody
up.
was downstairs, and I started going upstairs because I heard like somebody was walking up there.
Yeah, and then Tyler heard the footsteps coming down the stairs one time.
But all those were in the front stairs here. The one I heard was in the very back.
On the back side.
Either Tyler heard somebody coming down the stairs or somebody tumbling end over end down the stairs, because that sounds like more what it sounded like to me.
And then when I was coming up from the basement last night in the back stairs, this is the second time it's happened in like a month, but I heard somebody yell, "Hey," as I was going up the back steps. That's the second time in a month that that's happened.
Do you ever roll any recording whenever you do those? No. What were you doing a tour at that time?
I was turning on lights before the tour.
I think you need to start a regular practice of carrying a recorder with you.
There's so much noise contamination from people that I can't rule out.
Because if she just had a lapel mic and didn't have to carry around a bunch of shit, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Well, but with the recorder that I'm talking about, you just one recorder it looks like a phaser from Star Trek.
Yeah, but I don't want to walk around with my tour doing this the entire time.
It looks cool.
No, I'm not doing it. You figure out some other way to mic me up and I'll do it, but I'm not going to walk around like this all night. But if there's other, like you said, a lapel mic or anything like that, I'll use it, but I'm not going to carry something.
I was watching the show. So it was a while back we talked about the cancellation of one of my favorite paranormal shows, Destination Fear. It got canceled. Remember, it was the whole Zach Baggins connection, where he got a bunch of shows canceled. Well, now they've relaunched. They did a GoFundMe and ended up raising like $10 million. So now they have enough funds to do.
We need to do that.
They have enough
What the
funds.
hell are we doing?
They have enough funds to do like 5 more years worth of episodes without raising another penny.
Bilbo bagpipes out of the
He's
equation.
He's not involved with it at all. It's actually funny whenever you watch them because now they're on YouTube, and it released Friday afternoon at 2:00. And about 2:15, I went to check if it was there. It already had 47,000 downloads. But yeah, it's funny when you watch it now. Now they're not under the scrutiny of a network because Zach Bagans runs that network. But now they're not under that that umbrella of oversight. They're able to say what they want. And some of the stuff they say about you, they call him who, is pretty fucking funny. They were never allowed to use a lot of equipment before because Zach told them, no, I'm the one who made that mainstream. And we're talking about just normal stuff like K2 meters and the Spirit Box.
I don't know if he could run a coffee pot.
I didn't want to get started. I did not want to get started talking about him, but I was going to say part of their setup are, one of the things they catch a lot of their EV, because they're their own camera crew too. So they're walking around with cameras and they wear the lapel mics and they catch a lot of stuff on their lapel mics. So that is definitely something we would want to look at some point in the future. But I do want to play this one. And this one says Old Man, and I remember listening to it at home, and I couldn't hear it well, so I do want to play it here and see if we hear anything. Let's see what we hear on this one. Because bridal stores close, it's 7. I heard it back there. It's really quick. I hear what you're talking about, though. It sounds like that same yawning sound. We'll do it one more time. Because bridal stores close, it's 7. It sounds like the same yawning sound. Yeah.
Sounds like the same replication of that.
It sounded like the doorknob turned.
Well, I just saw a weird shadow over here on the wall.
Oh.
Behind this wall, between
Behind
the two
you?
doors. I just saw a weird, shadow, something move along the wall. And then Chris said he heard
It just
the
sounded
doorknob.
no, I didn't see it. It sounded like that. It sounded like a rattling, or maybe that door. I don't know. Maybe neither door. Maybe it was something else altogether. But I wasn't looking up at that wall.
I just caught it out of the corner of my eye and I looked and it just something moved.
As far as investigations coming up, I really want to do Mars Hill. Have we been saying the name of the cemetery?
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to do Mars Hill because, I like revisiting places that we've been, and it's been like 15 years. But now it's going to be almost exactly the same time of year as when we went out there that time. And it's going to be cicadas and, whatever. But if we don't do it, we're never going to, we've been saying since last fall we were going to get out there. So I definitely want to get out there soon. It's just hard to plan around downpours of rain. And we got the House and Republic we're going to get to too. There's a lot of, and we're not going to get into it on this one. Maybe this could be a tease for next time. And I know it's going to make Melissa extremely happy, but there's a lot of UFO stuff.
Hey, yeah, what was at the UFO booth? Did you go?
I didn't even look. I just saw a little thing that said UFOs, and I was like, okay, there's something shiny and sparkly over there. I'm going to go look at that.
So, out of all things paranormal, all of them that you can possibly think of, there's one that the U.S. government is saying, yeah, there's something here. And then we're just like, fuck that.
We're not. I love the UFO stuff.
Dude,
I could talk about that stuff all day.
I'm looking up UFO stuff daily. And it's crazy because now it's almost something new daily. It's becoming like a daily news cycle thing.
I love the UFO stuff for that reason. Because whenever you hear someone talking about, intelligently talking about a UFO sighting nowadays, it's a military general.
Man, that whistleblower.
I know and that's kind of what I thought we might get into next time because there's so much on that. That's just crazy. And Melissa,
that's pretty wild.
I sent you that post.
I'm not saying that UFOs don't exist. I just don't give two shits about them.
It is wild.
It's the possibility of other life. That's like the most exciting thing.
That's great. I just don't care to talk about little green men.
They don't have to be little green men.
They could be grays, reptilians.
Could be gray.
Pink.
They could be what are they called? Nordics? Have you seen the Nordics?
The Nordics, yeah. The
tall blonde.
giant.
Yeah. Okay, maybe we can get into the UFO stuff next time.
And we'll be back again soon with another episode of Dark Matter with Midwest Ghost Hunters.